Today is part 4 of my iconic Metallica guitar tones for the Tone Master Pro. I've created a preset based on the album And Justice for All, which is actually my favorite Metallica album. I know it's a controversial album based on the fact that they mixed out Jason Newsted's bass parts, but it's the first album that got me into Metallica when I was 12, 13 years old. So it's always been the sound of Metallica for me. And then I went back and listened to the likes of Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and Kill 'Em All. So first up, I'm going to play along to the title track so you can hear what the guitars sound like in the mix. I've removed the guitars from the original, and then I've panned 2 guitars left and right. And then I will jump into the preset, and I'll take you through how I created it. So this is my Metallica and Justice for All preset. It's quite similar to the Master of Puppets preset that I created in that it uses the same amp. And James Hetfield was known to use the Mesa Boogie Mark II C Plus amp for quite some time. So I've gone with that in this preset as well. As you can see, I have the 2 Mega V30 cabs set up so that I can use different mics. And I have 2 different EQs. In order to create that kind of super scooped dry sound from And Justice for All, I found that I needed to do a lot of EQing. I've also got the EQ set on the amp as well. So there's 3 lots of EQ going on, as well as the tone controls on the amp itself. So you'll have already heard the title track And Justice for All that I played in the intro. This is my Ibanez RG550 that I'm using, and it will make a difference if you're using a different guitar with different pickups. So you might have to tweak things here and there. If you're not getting enough gain, you might want to put a booster in front or an overdrive. Just experiment. So this is the tone that I managed to get. So let's jump in and look at the settings. It's using the Marksman Channel 2, which is modeled on the 2C+. It has the gain really high, up on 9. Treble is maxed out on 10. Middle is down on minimum on 1, as well as bass. Presence is about 6.5. Master's about 7.5. The EQ is set in quite an aggressive mid-scoop here. And moving on to page 2, we have the EQ turned on. The bright switch is off. The treble shift is on. Bass shift and deep are off, and then the LD bright switch on. Then we have 2 cabs, 2 Mega V30 cabs. The first has an SM57, 1 inch off the cap, have a low cut of 125 Hertz, and a high cut of 4.4 kilohertz. So it's taking all the top end out of this one. Now, if you want to hear that on its own, this is how it sounds. The second cabinet is a Mega V30 again, and this time it has a dynamic SM7B, and that is 1 inch off the cap edge. Again, I've got 125 Hz low cut and 4.4 kilohertz high cut. This is the sound of just this cab. And with the two blended together, now before I show you the EQs, I'm going to show you what it sounds like with both of the EQ pedals switched off. So they're both bypassed. So now I'm going to turn on the EQ5 graphic. You can see that I've scooped 750 quite low, and I've dropped 240 a little bit as well. So that's getting a little bit closer. And there's different ways to do this, by the way, and you might have a better way of doing this. I just found that stacking the EQs gave me the sound that I wanted. This next EQ, the EQ7, I've done a lot of EQing, as you can see. I've dropped 800 down a lot. 400 Hertz and 200 Hertz are quite low as well, like there's a big drop. And I've also dropped the 1.6K and 3.2K a little bit as well. But it makes a huge difference. So here's the sound without the EQ7. And with. So I don't hear a lot of reverb on the recording, so I decided that it sounded good enough without it. I have got a reverb here that you could add. You can add any reverb. Large room reverb. Just add a little bit. That's quite subtle. Let's put the mix up. So the preset's called JGG and Justice. I've uploaded that to the cloud. Like I said, it really is dependent on your guitar and your pickups. So you might need to boost, for instance, if you've got lower output pickups than this guitar. Put a clean boost in front of the amp. Play around if you want reverb or not. And yeah, hope you enjoy the preset.